someone rich. As someone with a ton of very successful guy friends, hedge fund, private equity, tech bro, whatever, this is what I'll tell you. Here's the real tea. They're not dating anybody who is asking people, how do I marry rich? Or people who are giving advice on the platform of how to date wealthy. You know who they're dating? They're dating their Harvard Business School classmate. They are dating the girl that they went to Jack and Jill with. They are dating the girl who lives in the house across the street from them in Martha's Vineyard. They are dating a friend of a friend who they met at a Super Bowl party. That is who they're dating and marrying. So please, ladies, I beg, hang it up. Hang the conversation up. Take all that energy and focus on becoming the best version of you, because when you do that, if it still matters to you when it's time for you to date and get married, you will actually be a contender for these people, and you will have the tools, the skills, the experiences to actually retain a partner like that. Babes, I promise you, life becomes so much better when you're the main character of your life.
Absolutely hate what I'm about to tell you, but somebody needs to be real with you for your own good. So if you're dating a rich guy from a wealthy family, but you are from a different financial background, the chances of him marrying you are almost zero. And it's not because you're not outstanding. It's not because he doesn't love you, but it's because his family is going to look for a girl from a family which will make them two stronger together. And I know that on social media there are so many Cinderella stories, but in reality, you're going to date him for 10 years without him ever having intentions to marry you. But we're gonna use those 10 years wisely. So here's what you have to do. Number one, why do you still not have savings? Even rich kids have savings. The kids who have trust funds and properties and everything set for them know that it takes one crazy relative to lose all of this. So why do they have savings and you do not? Work on that. Then number two, while you're with him, don't only get bags because they will lose their values. But you know what? A man will leave, but education will stay with you. And even if you're not the career girl, it's still gonna sound so cool when in this society you're like, oh yeah, I also have masters in this and PhD in this. And everybody's like, oh really? She has so many degrees and she doesn't work. She must be doing something right in life. And then number three, which is the most important, while you are dating this man, you have access to the most important thing, to his network. So while you are still dating him, you have to become friends with his girlfriends. And I point out girlfriends because people will already make assumptions about you. They will say that you're a social climber, gold digger. And yes, you might not care about this, but it's always better to avoid those situations. And the easiest way to do this is by not becoming friends with his guy friends, but with his girlfriends. Because the moment you break up with him, you still have access to that society through those girls who will later introduce you to a guy who is actually self-made and who will actually marry you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now go get your bag. I believe in you.
I'm going to tell you what you need to know when dating rich men. Number one, have some decorum. Act like you've been here before. Even if you haven't, come with the mindset that you've been here. This is normal treatment for you. This is what you expect. When you give off the impression that no one has ever provided you this kind of treatment before, that person may begin to withdraw the standard that he was once upholding. Unless his character is romantic and to show up as a gentleman, he is likely seeing you as a commodity. If the demand for that commodity was low, something in his brain is going to signify that this is not quite what he thinks it is. Number two, please come with an abundance mindset. Just like wealthy men understand that there are a plethora of beautiful women in the world, you need to understand there are many men with deep pockets. So if you begin to date one, and your sole focus becomes this individual and there is no commitment, very little compatibility at that, you will begin to subconsciously accept any kind of treatment because you feel like this is the only one that you'll be able to obtain. No. Number three, people don't like to mention this one, but have your own money as well. If anything starts to waver, meaning if his integrity is slipping, if any abuse, psychological, emotional, or financial abuse arises, you will have the means to leave and to do so quickly. Number four, do not waver your standards for this person. Rich people are still people. They are just like everyone else. They just have a different amount of funds in their bank account. The same standards that you would hold anyone else to, you need to keep them strong for them as well. And lastly, understand that money is necessary, but it does not automatically grant someone access to you. Men understand the exploitative power that they have with having large sums of expendable money, and they will exercise that power. So you still need to fact check this person's history, their credibility, and their integrity before you agree to continue dating this person. And if you are seeing anything that goes against the standards that you have set for yourself, leave.
I'm gonna tell you where to go.
The first place you're gonna go and the first thing you're gonna do is put on a really cute hot girl walk outfit, and you're going to find a very wealthy neighborhood in your city. You're gonna go for a hot girl walk. Next place, whatever city you live in, go to the downtown area, find a really nice high-rise condo or apartment. Make sure one of these condos or apartments has a restaurant or a bar on the bottom floor. Go in, sit at the bar, wait and see how many men come up to you. There are so many men that go to the bar by themselves, especially if it's a bar where they already reside, looking to buy a pretty girl a drink. The next place you are going to look is exclusive events or conferences. I cannot tell you how many times I've just been at a nice hotel in Miami for an event myself, or even just to get drinks with a girlfriend, and all of a sudden there's a huge conference going on with a lot of men. Go to these conferences. Go to the hotels where these conferences are at, because you know what these men do after the conferences? They go get a drink at the bar. Next place you are gonna go if you're trying to find a wealthy man is a high-end bar or a really nice speakeasy. Here down in South Florida, there are speakeasies everywhere. A lot of them are very exclusive. You either have to know someone to get in or you have to have a code to get in. These men just hang out there drinking their whiskey out of the glass, waiting to talk to a pretty girl. Next place you are going to look is a high-end gym. That's where all the daddies go. So if you have an Equinox, next place is gonna be a golf course. I feel like this is just a universally known fact, but all of the wealthy men are into golf. So whether you know nothing about golf and you go and make a fool of yourself with your girlfriends and pretend to know how to golf just to run into men and be like, oh my God, can you teach me? Which brings me to my next point, country clubs. If there's a way you can finesse yourself into getting into a country club, do it. Go to the pool, go to the restaurant, walk the neighborhoods. This is definitely where you're gonna meet a wealthy man. The last one on this list for now is a luxury hotel or resort. If you can get yourself into a resort's pool, you are set. The only downside that I will say to trying to find a wealthy man at a luxury resort or hotel is they're probably just visiting. But depending on what you're looking for, that might be ideal.
I already know the ob's gonna eat this shit up. So a little backstory, I'm a physician recruiter. I've been physician recruiting for 5 years. Remember that. So I worked for a company in West Palm Beach, which is not too far away, for almost 4 years, but I quit last year. When I left my previous job, I was number 10 out of like 300 recruiters. I was good, which means I was already making good money as a single individual who doesn't have any kids or anything like that. So yeah, I left that company last year in August, and then I started working for the company that I work for now in August 2021. Like, I left that job Friday and started this new job Monday. When I was working at that old job, I used to have someone that would bring me a coffee every morning. Didn't even ask, but obviously I would take it. Fast forward working from home, I don't have anyone bringing me coffee. So I need to go get my own coffee. I'm not gonna lie, I usually did go to Starbucks, but there was a Dunkin' closer to me. So I start going to the Dunkin'. And every so often I would see this one guy there. Whenever he did see me, he would kind of make a point to say something, be a little flirty. It progressed to me getting free coffee. Sometimes. Because he wasn't always there. After like 7 different encounters of us, shooting the shit, he one day asked me, do you date white guys? I'm not even gonna lie, I started laughing. After laughing nervously, I was like, yeah, I do. It really depends on the type of guy. My spicy whites, yes. So I was like, yeah. So yeah, I say yes, I give him my number. He texts me before I leave the motherfucking drive-thru. So that happened on like a Friday. We ended up going to dinner the same night. Mind you, I had no idea this man could be the owner, because why would you be in the store, right? And I thought that way because Dunkin' Donuts was actually my first job, and the owner was never in the store. So anyways, I'm thinking this guy just works at Dunkin' Donuts. That's how humble I am. Anyways, he picks me up in a really nice car, but I really don't think anything of it. But now we're driving to the restaurant, and he proceeds to ask me, do you know who I am? Instant eye roll. I'm like, who are you? Just kidding. I was like, no, Aren't you the manager? He looks over at me and goes, I'm the owner. And I'm like, oh, cool. I used to work at Dunkin'. He immediately freaks out and fangirls over me. Then proceeds to tell me he not only owns the one that I've been going to, but 6 others. Like for a
After being a matchmaker for 15 years, I've written books and I've done coaching for a lot of you ladies trying to keep you on track. Here's some common mistakes that I see women make when they start dating wealthy men. Okay, listen up. In no particular order. Number 1, I see a lot of women, they go all in way too soon. They get way too excited. They put all their eggs in one basket because they're excited about this wealthy guy. But you cannot do that. You can't go all in too soon, all right? So you've got to go at a regular pace. Even if he wants to speed it along, you've got to go at a slow, normal, natural pace. Okay, hang on, there's number 2. Number 2, they often just ditch their friends because they've gone all in with this guy and they think it's the end all be all. He's it. Your ship finally came in. You don't have time for your friends. It's a huge mistake. Don't abandon your friends, ladies. They will be there when you need them, and you will need them. All right, hang on. I've got a couple more for you. Number 3, several of my men have dated women, and they break up with them because they say to me, Gina, she was just so jealous and so possessive so quickly. In fact, when I took her out to some of my regular restaurants that I go to and I know everybody there, she was really mean to people when they came up and tried to talk to me because she was jealous. Ladies, you cannot be jealous. You've got to play it cool. You have to play it cool. All right, hang on, there's more. Now, you know I had to throw this one in, number 4, which is you expect, because he's got a lot of money, you expect things too soon, okay? You expect these lavish gifts to be coming in, and if they're not, you, wonder about him. Don't. Play it cool. Don't expect gifts so soon, all right? Be normal. Chill out. Hang on, I got one last one for you. Hang on. Gosh, this was probably one of the most egregious things that I've ever seen in my matchmaking business. And actually, my client broke up with her because of it. She completely sidelined her kids for him. And one of the big things he liked about her in the beginning was that she had kids and she was a great mom. But as soon as he came in the picture, all of a sudden those kids were off with her mother so that she could make herself completely available around his schedule to travel or do anything. And while that might have been fun for him for a minute, when he started noticing a pattern that she was like rarely with her kids and she would easily shovel her kids off to her mom's house at any whim just to be available, it was a turnoff for him. So don't do that. Don't become anybody you're not. Be you. And if it works out, awesome. If it doesn't, if you got him, you'll get somebody else, okay?